Howdy, hey, Ruth, and I could assume Ori, and anybody else who happens upon this video. Um, your document actually strikes me as kind of stupid and contradictory. So, let's go through this page by page, step by step, paragraph by fucking paragraph, because this is full of contradictions, coping, and just like insane stretches and lies. Document is being compiled and reviewed not by the user in question, but by the testimony of her closest associates, led by myself, Ruth E. I throw away all personal biases in writing this document and aim not to incriminate, but to vindicate my associate. First, before I even say anything else, you can't be unbiased because that's your girlfriend, your partner, and probably have a good personal bond with Ori. So, you can't necessarily throw bias out of the window. I was clearly biased when making my document because I literally state, hey, it wasn't Ori's intention to hurt me. I still think of her very dearly. That is direct bias. You're not using the term correctly, thanks. You say that you're writing this, because at the start of this, which you call drama, it's grooming, actually. So close. You say that she's 16 years old and still a teenager, unlike what some other documents would, my document would lead her to believe. If you want to pull the she was a minor who didn't know any better card, then I met Ori when she was 16 and I was a fresh 13-year-old. A fresh 13-year-old should not have been talking to a late 16-year-old about not safe for work and pornography and fetishes. There is a huge maturity gap between what is essentially a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old. You go on to just reference and explain what pro-shipping is. I don't have anything to say about that because personally I don't care. I'm still processing everything, and I think it's stupid that you should have to bring up Romeo and Juliet as a source when the content that Ori was sending me was directly a fetish. She told me it was a fetish, and Romeo and Juliet, you put it yourself, it wasn't supposed to be glamorized. Ori was directly glamorizing these things. Say here that Ori's problematic works of fiction should be ignored and disregarded because she aged them up. But the thing is, I never referenced the Werbs fic that she wrote. I directly referenced the Word in War Talks rape fic that she wrote, where it was still aged up in that, but that doesn't change the fact that she made it rape. I don't know what this point's supposed to mean. You say that Mr. John Smith here was the one who told me to put out this document. However, Mr. John Doe, as you put it, was not in contact with Kahoot before. He reached out to me after making the document fully public, and I had him blocked on his main and I believe alternate account. So you really can't say that I was in contact with Kahoot because I wasn't. I had him blocked. Now here's when I have actual things to say and direct proof to disprove what you say here. You begin to explain the steps of grooming and why it didn't happen to me, but I didn't put every screenshot and every message log in that document because this is over a year's worth of messages. And I thought what I put would explain itself, be pretty self-explanatory that it was creepy, but if you want further proof, I'll give it to you. I did join through the public forum, but Ori only reached out to me and started messaging me after I publicly said that I felt hurt about the Kahoot situation. She directly knew of the vulnerabilities because she was there when Kahoot blocked me, and she didn't talk to me before that. She only started talking to me in private after the fact when I said I was hurt about losing a friend. She did know about the lives and needs that I had because I would vent to her about how I felt lonely, how I had no friends, and how Kahoot had hurt me, and how I hated Don't Starve Twitter for abandoning me, etc., etc. She knew about this, so she used her being my only real friend at the time, to tell me that the friends I had that were anti-shippers were bad and judgmental, and they didn't really care about me. She used this to isolate me, and she acted like a sister to me, which I directly said, and she indulged in. Here's me venting to her, and here's me saying that she was like my big sister, and her not denying or refusing that, but her accepting and embracing it and acting like it was a good thing because it was supposed to be a compliment. Also, here I'm calling her my sister. I've since blocked her and she has privated her account, so the likes from her don't show up, but she did like these tweets. And you might be like, you don't have proof of that, but whatever, take it with a grain of salt. Filling a need. So, you know how I would talk to Ori about how I felt lonely and didn't have any friends? After that, she would begin calling herself, a bestie. She would also refer to us as, together through thick and thin, sorry, after I was blocked by the majority of Don't Starve Twitter due to people finding out that I was besties with Ori. She compared us to Tommy and Gordon from HLVRAI, short for Half-Life VR, but the AI is self-aware, a web series that we both enjoyed. She knew that I was very fixated on it, and so she used that information to try and build a closer bond to me, and therefore fill the void that I was missing. There's her reacting to my quote-unquote cancellation. And here's her comparing us to Tommy and Gordon, saying that we're buds against the world and how we're together thin and thick. I'm not going to go over the fourth step here because I'd already gone over that in my doc and explained how she had in fact been isolating me by saying that my anti-shipper friends were big, bad, judgmental people. But here you say that the offender will attempt to normalize sexual favors between themselves and the victim, and you say that Ori never perpetrated any sexual favors or mutual sharing of sexual topics, often brought up by me. Excuse me, I had never brought up anything prior to Ori already having normalized talking about porn to me. I only reciprocated because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. And besides, she's 18, I'm 14. It should always be the adult's responsibility to tell the minor that what they're sharing isn't safe, and to not share not safe for work details with adults. But did Ori do that? No, she brought it on to me first. I also wrote her a rape fan fiction because I thought it would be nice to do for her, because she writes fan fictions for her friends, so she must want me to write something nice for her. So I wrote her a rape fan fiction because she said that mind control was one of her fetishes. She would also send me her drawings of the bishops from Cult of the Lamb naked, which she would tag as not safe for work. So she was actually sending me porn. So thanks, Ruth, for lying. You also say that I was heavily influenced. Sorry, I reached out to friends that have never met or talked to Ori, and I showed them some of the screenshots, and I was like, hey, I'm not sure if this was weird or not. Like, I think it might be grooming, but I'm not sure. Can you help? And they said, yep, that's definitely grooming. Thanks. The rest of your document can easily just be disproved from the information I already told you here, so I'm not going to go over the rest of it to just save everybody the breath. Bye, Ruth. Please stop. You're digging Ori a deeper grave.